Hello there, and welcome back to Dr. Robotnik's Ring Racers. In the last episode of this playthrough, I took on the Power Cup. Went fairly well, and I concluded by saying that I would talk about all of the crazy stuff I had unlocked during various live streams. It then took me far longer to make my most recent video than I had expected or hoped, and I filled in the release window with yet more Ring Racers live streams. So, to cut a long story short, I have done so much across these live streams that I can't really condense it down to a quick summary for this introduction. Just watch the stream VODs and tune in to any I host in the future to stay up to date. You'll notice that I have now gotten every Super Emerald, but that is barely scratching the surface. For now, let me serenade you with the tale of the Genesis Cup. Then God said, "Let my incoming creations suffer greatly, and give them somewhere for this to occur, yet also allow them to derive pleasure from the sufferings of others, so as to motivate them to greatness." And so it was. This place of trial would be named Mega Collision Chaos. The Aquaman would embody the chaos, suffering and reveling in the suffering of others in equal measure. In doing so, he was to go uncontested for 4 of his 5 laps. On his 5th lap, a final trial would emerge and suspense would grow, but the final mistakes of his enemies would seal their fate and allow him to emerge victorious in all ways. He would be rewarded with a prize to be determined and could move on with his head held high. In the skies, God would place a racetrack known as Mega Starlight. Underneath his watchful gaze, competitors would need to avoid strong headwinds. Else they would fall into the void below, and he would be sad. The Jackman would come to understand this simple equation, and would come to devise a plan to avoid the fall. This would work only occasionally, and so discord amongst the racers would ensue across all 5 laps. Eventually the race would be concluded and a victor would emerge. Draped in black and using Mechasonic as an avatar, it would indeed be the Jackman. His lair would be known as Mega Metropolis, and he would fill his temple with dangerous traps like SPBs and proximity mines. These would lay the Jackman low and make him paranoid and wary of their dangerous nature. Such was his paranoia that he would attempt to use great speed to avoid their path, but as such was his downfall written. The Void would claim him before his task was completed. In the course of time, Cain would form a murderous rivalry with his brother Abel. This would be the first rivalry. but it would follow that others fell into similar competitions. In Mega Sandopolis, the Darkman would be beset by 3 rivals by the name Knuckles, Egg Robo, and Metal Sonic. Their competition would be furious, and many foul names and insults would escape the lips of the Darkman as his rivals overtook him on the track's tight bends. But he would take these corners as an advantage, and drifted well where his rivals didn't. Victory then soon came to pass. Seven would find themselves competing against the Darkman on Mega Aqua Lake. First came Knuckles, greatest rival of the Darkman, and so raced ahead of him for the whole duration of the race. Then came Egg Robo, duplicitous and cowardly, who would only compete well when an opportunity was presented. He would charge ahead only when the Darkman made grave mistakes. Then came Heavy Magician, Battle Cuckoo 15, Charmy, and Mighty. All were poor racers, and even when defeat seemed inevitable for the Darkman, one would make a mistake and let him reach the qualifying boundary. Finally came Metal Sonic, once a great rival. He would stumble and fall most graciously at race's end, even though none raised arms against him, and he would be disqualified henceforth from the final race of the Genesis Cup. The sons of God wished for beautiful arenas in which to impress their beautiful brides in ritual combat, and one of these arenas would become the most esteemed Mega Marble. Although the Jackman did not use Mega Marble for the purpose for which it was intended, instead using it to destroy the prisons which had made their way there, he did marvel at the simple ways in which it excelled at what it was intended for, and so he enjoyed his short time there. This ark was mega flying battery, and while its aerial frame was to be safe from the flooded earth below, storms and gales would still buffet the ark and endanger all of those racing aboard it. The danger was so great that the Jackman would fail to qualify in his first attempt at the race due to the present dangers of both the wind and his opponents, and so a second attempt would become mandatory. He would continue to fall often, but his enemies had grown weaker, and so he could engage more fully with the learnings of the course in their absence. This would allow him to succeed most triumphantly, and to guarantee him certain success in both the race and the Genesis Cup. The Jackman was most pleased by the result. Just kidding, the Genesis Cup is over. I don't need to keep scripting this thing as if I'm rewriting the Bible for gamers. My success was consistent enough that I knew entering a sealed star was guaranteed, but I set that thing down immediately. Like I said up top, I've already collected all of these emeralds during live streams, and I don't want to ruin my rank continuing to try and fail to collect them if it's no longer necessary. I knew an A rank was waiting, and that was good enough for me. No need to waste continues and lower my rank further for an emerald I had technically already gotten. Silver was my reward for beating Mega Collision Chaos in under 3 minutes and 33 seconds. A very generous unlock for a very easy challenge, but I'm certainly not going to turn down one of my favourite Sonic characters. That was a very quick cup. Let's hope things go smoothly in the next episode when I take on the Skate Cup. Tune in next time to see how that goes, but for now, I hope you enjoyed the video, and ciao.